So thank you on behalf of the City of Maple Grove. I'm very happy to be here today. Three of my other city council members are here today as well. I want to thank them for being here. Councilmember Karen Jagger, Councilmember Phil Leith, and Councilmember Christy Barnett. And obviously we have some staff, our City Administrator Heidi and Carrie Willie, our Economic Development Manager. And I think that's one of the things that I wanted to focus on this year was the efforts that we put forward to try and create new economic development in our city and what we're really doing as a proactive city measures to do that. We last year finalized some special TIF legislation for the gravel mining area that will significantly help us to develop that area, and we're already seeing that as we come forward with our new Loom corporate headquarter project that I'll talk about later. We've been working on business retention and expansion of a program that was implemented by the City Council over the last year. We participated in a number of different forums, and we're trying to make sure that we as a city are doing what we can do to lure and entice new businesses to our community. Some of those proactive efforts have included our participation in the Open to Business program, participated in the National Small Business Saturday, and joined Medical Alley Association. One of the significant things that we have as a business entities in our city are our medical technology businesses. And I just wanted to highlight 4 of them that either grew in our city or came to our city in the last year. First is Steffenson. It's a new company that came from elsewhere. It is a very high technical company that has a very specialized business model that deals with creating mini tissues, essentially mini hearts and mini brains, that they then can test medications on so that in trials of medications that can be moved forward in a rapid fashion instead of the fashion it has in the past. A case on intervention is another job that is expanding their operations in Maple Grove. They're a mitral valve heart replacement company that develops specialized mitral valves for heart problems and heart issues. Micro Optics is another company that is expanding and growing in Maple Grove. It is a company that has a special device for glaucoma treatment. And Aspire Medical Systems is a fast-growing company in Maple Grove, and it is involved in the development of sleep apnea treatments. We have a whole list of various medical entities in our city that are growing in a rapid fashion, and we're very happy to have them in our city. It's one of the great things that our city does do. Other things that we're looking forward to in Maple Grove is the new Arbor Lakes Business Park. Some of you may have heard about it. It's essentially going to add about 1 million square feet of office space to our community. The first will be the new Loom development that will be coming to our city. Loom is currently located in 6 different locations in Bloomington, and they're consolidating all their corporate operations and manufacturing and development operations in Maple Grove in the Arbor Lakes Office Park, which is just east of the Costco. So you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of building actually happening there. For a number of years I've been asked about that. What are the people out there doing? Well, that was just Caterpillar doing their testing. Now we're actually going to see real development in our city at last on those lands. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to see upwards of 1 million new square feet of office in that business park over the next year or 2. Other new economic development that we have coming to our city is the Village of Arbor Lakes. That's right there on the corner of Hemlock and Elm Creek. We've already seen some of the new retail come up in that location. It'll be starting to fill up over the next year. In addition, there'll be 2 new hotels coming to that site, along with an additional set of restaurants, offices, and other things for our community. We're looking forward to that moving forward. One of the things that we're very excited about is over the last few months we've received about $1.5 million from the state and from Met Council to redo the Hilger transfer site. Many of you who might be aware, the Hilger transfer site was essentially a dump back in the old days. That's what we call transfer sites. When I grew up, it was the dump. So there was a location in Maple Grove that we're now going to have significant dollars to remediate the environmental issues that are located on that site, and we're looking forward to this building being created again this year. It'll be somewhere between about 300,000 square feet of a new industrial building up in the sort of middle of Maple Grove. An additional site that we're excited about is the old Span Creek site. Many of you know where that's located, right along Highway 81 and across from Osseo. We're very excited that at last that this is going to be repurposed. This will be a very large set of industrial warehouse type buildings in this industrial complex. It'll be upwards of an additional 1 million square feet of that type of projects, probably in about 3 or 4 buildings, it looks like, probably 3. And we also have additional economic development that's coming along the expansion of Highway 610. Much as like Brooklyn Park has seen significant growth along the 610 corridor for their business community, we're anticipating the same. We're already seeing that demand, and what we're seeing is that you're going to see a series of new office medical type of uses, not only along the north side of Highway 610, but also then on the east side of Highway 94 as you go north towards Dayton. There's been a lot of interest. We're looking forward to working with those users as the year goes forward to bring them to our city as well. In 2017, we saw a very large growth again in residential units. We had about 627 units. And I think there was a very, very good mixture of single-family homes, apartment units, and townhomes throughout our city. It's brought in over $31 million of new commercial value to our city in a very short period of time. The breakdown of those residential developments are sort of set forth on this slide. We have 102 new senior cooperative units that'll be at the Applewood Points of Maple Grove location, which is right across from the Lifetime Fitness. They already have their apartment units there, and this will be a new senior cooperative building attached to that building. The Botno Ridge apartment buildings is an additional 50 units right off of Hemlock. It's an affordable housing project done by John Duffy, and we've worked well with Mr. Duffy over the years in a number of projects, and this is just an expansion of that Botno Ridge project. There's a huge series of additional units there, as you can see. I think one of the things that's an interesting development is the progression of our Hindu Society staff housing. They're building 6 units there. It's a part of a master plan that the Hindu Society has for the land that they own. They'll be coming forward with some additional housing needs in a community center up on that location in the near future, but it's wonderful to see their continued expansion in our community. With regards to business development, I talked briefly about the Arbor Lakes Business Park. That's about 1 million square feet of new office space. We have seen continued growth in the medical service industry up by our hospital. That's where the Grove Circle Medical Building comes into play. It's about 24,000 square feet of new office space for various physician practices. We will see a significant number of new restaurants and other locations coming to our city. And for those that have been waiting for an extended period of time, Portillos is opening in 12 days. I have to admit that it was one of the most critical and crucial issues that we've seen in the city in recent times. It sort of matches the level of Krispy Kreme and excitement, and we're sort of looking forward to the same type of issues involving the traffic. But we're excited to have Portillos coming to our town, just as we are so many other restaurants and other service industry facilities. We saw certain restaurants open in the last year and other various retail places open. It continues to be a growth in our community. Just turning briefly to our budget. The budget this year is very similar to what it's been in the past. We have a very minimal budget increase. The average property owner was going to see about a $12, a little bit less than $12 increase in their city taxes from last year. We've seen significant growth in our actual valuation of our homes, and we're happy to say that our tax increases remain minimal. And this goes with our financial highlights. Of course, the city maintains our AAA bond rating. We're very excited about that, but we're also very excited that the majority of our homes and commercial properties will actually have an overall decrease in their property taxes for the year. And we have tried to remain a very stable community by using very stable elements in our budgeting process so that our budget increases at a very small incremental rate on a yearly basis. And what would be any of my speeches up here without a discussion of Highway 610? You know, when I first started doing this 17 years ago. We were at the end of completing Highway 610. We all knew it was going to happen within the next couple of years. So here we sit today, and I know that Representative Smith, who's here from our community, will be helping us on completing the funding of Highway 610. Certainly there's a few projects left to do out there. We're certainly hopeful that the funding can be put together and finalized. We think that we have a very good idea because I-94 up there, with the opening of Highway 610 last year, has become a parking lot every single night of the week. Unfortunately, the design of the ramp between 610 and 94 was not well conceived. I think MnDOT has admitted to that, and they need to fix it. And the fix really is going to become the fixing of this interchange at 610 with the expansion of Brockton Lane as well in Dayton. The combination of those projects will greatly help relieve the I-94 corridor problems on a nightly basis, and we're really hopeful that they will fund that project fully this year and complete that so that those issues can be resolved. As always, I think the traffic concerns are always a #1 concern in our city, and so we have continued to do things over the years, and this year again is very similar. We've taken a lot of different steps to try and minimize the traffic congestion and traffic problems throughout the city. We upgraded a series of traffic controls in order to try and help smooth out the process of going through, especially the downtown Maple Grove area. Our fire department continues to do a great job in our city, and our fire calls are down from 2017 to from 2016. That's exciting. We continue to have a very good response time, and our fire department, as always, does a wonderful job. I'd be remiss if I didn't briefly talk about the police department and the services they provide to our community. I think it's great that we once again have been ranked as first in the National Night Out program. We started a new program this year called Coffee with the Cop, which has been a great success, and we were happy to join the Purple Lights initiative to further domestic violence prevention. And finally, I just want to talk about the Angel of Hope project. It's a project that we're very proud of in our city. We're one of a very few cities throughout the country that have an Angel of Hope. It's a wonderful service that happens in early December every year to recognize the loss of children. So if you have a lost child, you can put a brick out there, you can attend the service, and it's a wonderfully moving occasion for those who've had the terrible occasion to have lost a child. And with that, I want to thank all of you for being here, and we as a city look forward to the Super Bowl and our events at the Ice Arena and the Ice Oval in the upcoming weeks. Thank you.